Connecting. Good morning, good day, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the Coming Home to You. I have the lovely Sandra Adler here with me, who's a retired school teacher, and I'm sure she has an abundance of experience that she's experienced through her life and her journey. So, Sandra, tell us a little about yourself.
Well, I'm a retired elementary school teacher and an elementary school counselor, and I've been a spiritual consultant for 48 years. I still do that. I'm a painter. You can see some of my paintings in the background.
Yeah, lovely color there.
I'm a published author. I've got two books on Amazon right now that are bestsellers,
Wow.
and they're for children. And I'm in a play in the Tampa Bay area acting, and I'm just I don't know. Life begins at 80. When I turned 80, um, everything started to happen. I set goals my whole life. I set goals for writing books, for getting my books published. I wrote them in 2001. It took 23 years to get published. I graduated from the University of Minnesota with a speech and theater arts minor. And 64 years later, I got a part in a play. So all I can say is when you want something, set your goals, tell your angels, and they will work on the other side to make it happen in the right timing.
Amen to
It
that.
took me a long time to become an actress. It took me a long time to get my books published. I've sold some of my paintings already. But anyway, life is just great.
Yeah, it seems to be you're as busy now as you ever were. And it's interesting when you say about everything in divine timing that, yeah, there is no hurry, there is no rush. There is no time when you get it done. It'll get done when it gets done.
Exactly, exactly. I loved your title for your net network. What do you call this? The
They're coming home to you.
network type, whatever. Coming home to you. And I saw that and I said, coming home to you. I said, oh, that is so fabulous. Because when I was born, I was me. I was a happy child, knew everything, talked to my angels, had my life purpose. And then I got programmed
Yep.
by my parents, society, school, and I lost who I was. So I was unhappy with my life. I was sick. I did not like my family. Because they didn't like me. And so I felt I was being infringed upon, that my free will was gone. I had authority figures I had to listen to, and everything that was told to me didn't feel right. It didn't fit with who I was and what I had come to do. So I thought that if I just wasn't here, that life would be better for all of them and the world. So I tried to commit suicide, tried to kill myself, said, I don't want to be here anymore. I don't know why I'm here. I'm just here to suffer. I don't want to suffer. And so eventually I found a spiritual program. And they told me that I was a soul in a physical body.
Yep.
And that energy could not be created or destroyed, which I already knew from fourth grade science. And that one day my body would go back to dust, but my soul was electromagnetic energy and it lived forever. It was right now, it has always been, and it will always be. And I said, wow, now that's a little bigger picture. I kind of like this stuff. And they said, and you have a team of spiritual helpers or guides or angels or messengers of God or whatever you want to call them, helping you. And I said, well, if I had those things helping me, I wouldn't want to die, but I don't believe in that stuff. So a lady said that she would show me how to communicate with my angels. And so I told her, well, it's not going to work because I don't believe in them and I'm not going to be able to do it. So she said, well, you'll be the first one. So she showed me how to do it. And she told me to ask them if they loved me. So I did, and I got such a strong, positive response. I just broke down. I mean, I broke down in tears. And I said, how could they love me when I don't even believe in them? First of all. And secondly, how my parents don't love me. How can that be? So I went home and I started asking questions. I took about 8 hours. I asked everything I ever wanted to know. I asked them if I'd ever lived in a physical body before. I asked them if how many lifetimes. Had I ever been a teacher before? Had I ever been an artist before? All these things that I was doing. Have I ever been an actress before? And they answered all my questions. And as I was resting between questions, I would sit down and write more questions and ask those, and then take a rest and write down some more questions. And I got all the answers to everything that I'd ever wondered. And I was so excited. At that point in my life, I had taken a sabbatical from the school system, and I had gone to the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor to get my doctorate. And so I went to class and I said to these intellectual students that I was learning with, you won't believe what I just did. I went to this lecture. I heard this information. I learned to talk to my spiritual angel, my angels. And some of them said, oh, we don't believe in that stuff. And some of them said, oh, interesting. Tell me about it. So I would invite them over to my apartment and I would tell them everything I could remember. And then I decided that I wanted to be trained in how to do this for other people, because a lot of people seem to be interested. And I said, you know, here we are reading all these great thinkers and all their books and their writings and learning. Felix Remigio. I'm on a interview right now. And so I said, I don't need to be learning from all these great writers. I can check it out with my angels. I can get all the answers myself. I don't need to get answers from other people. So I went to a course in Pennsylvania and took the training how to teach people how to talk to their angels. And so I came back home to Michigan and started showing people how to do it. That was coming home to me, coming home to what I had come to do. It made me forget about my torture as a child. It made me forget about all that. I mean, I didn't forget about it because I still have to work all that stuff out. But it gave me direction and desire to live and a desire to help other people live better. So that was 48 years ago. So I've been doing it ever since. And I just say my life purpose is freeing souls, because every time a person learns to communicate with their spiritual helpers, they never have any doubts anymore about what they're thinking and about what they're doing. And so I get the facts. I've learned what to think and what to do, but I want the facts. I want to know if it's part of my life purpose, if it's what's in my best interest.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know if it's truthful. And of course, with all the politics going on in the United States today, I can check with my angels and I know what's happening. I know what's true. I know what's not true. I wish everybody could check with their angels and find out what's the truth and what's not true. And so it's just fulfilling to help people, because everybody has a tendency to doubt themselves.
Sure.
And they have desires, they have wants, and you can have anything you want on planet Earth, as long as you realize that when you pass on, you're not taking it with you.
Yeah.
You can enjoy it, and have everything is fine to do, but to remember that you're living in two worlds at one time, a spiritual being in a physical body. And so I can ask if it's in my best interest, my highest good, part of my life purpose to do this or that or this or that. And so now when I make a decision, I check it and I ask them. And when they say yes, I say, all right, let's go for it. And when they say no, I say, oh, well, let me reword that question. Let me try to get the answer I want. But if it's not in my best interest, I mean, I'm 83 now. And so I'm not going to be messing around with doing things that are not in my best interest.
Okay.
Because I did that when I was younger, and I learned why it wasn't in my best interest. And so I was a little rebellious, because I kind of thought that maybe they were trying to tell me what to do, like my parents were trying to tell me what to do. And but they weren't.
No.
They were just telling me what was in my best interest, because they never infringe on my free will. They just make suggestions, and they make them, it happens in my feelings. I either get a thought or a picture or a gut feeling or an inner knowing. And that's how our angels are talking to us. And people who don't know the techniques that I show can do it that way. They just, if they can trust their feelings, they're always going to be successful. And that's, I guess, the main thing I want people to know is trust yourself, trust your feelings. not your intellect, your ego, the id, not that part of you. That's just the stuff that's been programmed into you. That's just the part of you that needs to organize your daily life, your timing, and all that. That's your um, organizational part, your
Yeah,
brain. But that goes back to dust too.
very much so.
So, but the feelings are part of the soul,
Mm,
and the soul lives forever. So if you trust your feelings, you're in tune with your angels, and you're doing your life purpose, and you're enjoying every moment. And I suppose this coming home to you network is part of your life purpose.
absolutely. And that's what it was all about too, was to, just like you're describing, is to help everybody rediscover themselves and go back to what's true for them and who they are. Uh, as you were saying, that the life has a habit of pushing you out of the way. We're programmed to be a certain way, and really we need to wake up to that and to say no. There's more to me than this physical body that's walking around here, and that we're here for a reason. And all of these experiences happen to us for a reason. And you're explaining it brilliant. And I must say, I really admire you, that the fact that you opened up, you were curious enough to, and you had that inner desire that I want to know more. And I'm not stopping until I know more and I figure it out. And what these guys telling me, I don't hold true with what society is telling me I'm supposed to be doing. Because that's difficult. It can be a difficult thing to do, to go out of the norm. So really admire you for that. And it's as they always say about wisdom, or what's the, it takes us so long to have wisdom that youth is misplaced on the youth. That if we had this wisdom and we could go backwards, or and to, that's why listening to your story is so important. You know, for young people to hear that and to listen and to know that they have the feelings inside, and that all they have to do is ask and trust what's in there. For, as you said, we've been conditioned to look outside of ourselves and to ask for somebody else, or to have that tablet that gives us this instant thing. Everything we need is all inside, and we just need to honor that and to open up more to that. So, Sandra, you're doing brilliantly, and as you can clearly see, you're 83. Your creativity is all come back to you. Your artist, your poetry, the acting, so many things can open up to you. Again, that's something else. Society tells us, you get to a certain age, that's it, you're on the scrap heap. And clearly we're not. We have, doesn't matter what age we are, we've got so much to give, and it's not over until it's over. So,
Well, I
Sandra,
believe that everybody um, goes through that. Everyone goes through the cycles of life. Everyone comes in perfect.
mm,
Everyone knows what their reason for being here is. Everyone has that joy as a little baby. And then everyone gets programmed by their parents or whatever. And then we spend the rest of our lives trying to figure that out, go back to who we really are and what we came to do. And so everybody's going through that. Everybody's thinking too much and feeling too little, or they're doubting what they want, or feel they don't deserve to want anything, or judging themselves, putting themselves down, because that's what parents do, because they're trying to help you be a better person. So they don't realize criticizing does not work, makes you just criticize yourself. And teachers are trying to make you smart, but you already were smart. They're just should be helping you remember all the wisdom that you have inside, because kids are smarter than adults. When I was a school teacher, I had one little boy named Jimmy in first grade, and he said, Miss Adler, did I ever tell you about the dinosaurs? I said, oh no, Jimmy, tell me all about it. And he said, well, they used to come and put their heads in our door in the cave, and we would jump on their necks and they would take us for a ride. And I said, oh, how interesting. And then another little boy in the classroom said, Jimmy, you remember that time I came with you once? And Jimmy says, yeah, I remember. And so they're talking away, these little 5 and 6-year-old in first grade. And I said to my angels, is this true? And they said, yes. Well, I was taught that there were no men and dinosaurs on planet Earth at the same time. This was back now in the 70s. So later I saw an article and it said, man's footprints found next to dinosaur footprints. And oh my gosh, there were men on planet Earth when there were dinosaurs. And I said, oh, my angels were right and Jimmy was right. Yeah. And these little kids know everything. If you let them talk and don't say, oh, that's just your imagination. If you let them talk, they'll tell you who they used to be in a past lifetime. They'll tell you, when I was a grown-up, I used to do this. And I was a music teacher once when I was grown up. And I mean, they would talk and talk and talk. And one day, the social worker walked into my classroom and the kids said, oh, let's tell Mr. Johnson what we've been talking about. And I said, oh, let's not. I'm afraid I was going to lose my job. But the kids believed me. The kids trusted me because I listened to them. It's another thing I would like to get across to any parents that are out there. Listen to your children. Believe them. Trust them. Make them feel heard, loved, and wanted. It's so important. You can give your opinion, but respect theirs. So I learned so much. I don't know, I think I learned more than the kids learned. Oh, they probably learned to read and do math and things like that, but I learned so much more about people. So when it came to writing my books, I put the spiritual wisdom that I have and all the information about kids that I have, and I put it together in the books. And I've got 2 series of books going now. One series is for preteens, teenagers, and the other is for little children. And I should bring them. You want to see the books or not really?
I do if they're close by. Yeah, it'd be great.
Do we have time? I got to get up.
Do? Yeah.
I got to get up.
Well, what a lady, and what words of wisdom there. Something that takes us lifetimes, and some people never get it at all. Sandra probably truly does.
I didn't think I was going to be talking about the books today. I was going to be talking about coming home to you.
The floor is all yours, Sandra. You can talk about whatever you like.
This is called Saturdays at Accurions.
Lovely.
Meeting the edifiers. And it's the book for preteens and teenagers. And these are the edifiers. These are the kids that are in the book, plus Kieran, she's the girl from India. And there's 2 African-American children, 2 Native American, 2 Latinos, 2 Asian Americans, 1 Jewish kid, 1 bully, 1, anyway, I try to get as many things in as possible. And what it is the solutions for the problems that kids are experiencing today: bullying, low self-esteem, gangs, drugs, racial and cultural inequalities, thinking about suicide. So they get together on Saturdays at Kieran's, and she's from India, and she has the wisdom of Mahatma Gandhi. And so she shares with the kids all the solutions to these problems, that they are a soul in a physical body, and they have spiritual helpers, and they have a life purpose, and they are unique, and there's no one in the whole universe just like them. And if they don't do their life purpose, it just doesn't get done, because they're the only ones that can do it, and that's how important they are. So this is a book for preteens, teenagers. And then that's called Meeting the Edifiers. And the edifiers are the kids that are going to pass on the spiritual wisdom. And the second book is coming out Saturdays at Kieran's, Becoming Selfless. And in this book, they learn how to give without expecting anything in return. How to give because it feels so good to give. That's the reward, the great feeling. And so, because little kids are like that, they want to help mommy and daddy. They want to do this and do that. And then we say, no, you can't do that. You'll break it. And let them do it, because then they quit wanting to help.
Yeah.
And then they get, like they are today. So in this book, they learn that they're doing it for themselves, so that they can have that good feeling of helping someone without expecting a thank you, without expecting any money or a gift or anything, just doing because it feels so good to help someone. So they're going to be the leaders of tomorrow. And if we can teach them how to be unifiers and work together and solve problems when they grow up, they're going to be unifiers and heal all this division we have in the world today, hopefully. And so that's this series. The next one is called Saturdays at Kieran's, Finding Forgiveness. And this is where they learn how to forgive their parents and teachers and everybody, because everybody is doing the best they know how. If you knew how to do better, you do better. And when I learned how to do better, I'm doing better. So this is what they're learning in the third book of this series. Then the other series, Me and My Universe, Spiritual Encyclopedia for Children, book volume 1, My Body. This is a series. I have them all written already. I have 12 of these written already. This is book 1, My Body. Book 2 is The Real Me. That's the part that lives inside the body. The third one is My Home. That's where I came from, where I'm going back to, and so on. So if they read this entire spiritual encyclopedia for children, all 12 books, they're going to know everything. Everything about what planet Earth is about, why we're here, and what we're learning, and the cycles of life, the way we communicate, what society is all about, and all about their angels and all the things that are not angels and what to do about that. And so, and it just came out June 20th on Amazon, and it's already an Amazon bestseller.
Yeah, I could understand why.
So, yes, I started off rough. I stayed here in my physical body until I got some sense.
And turned into a diamond.
Until I heard from my spiritual helpers, my angels, and they are guiding me. I believe they're writing these books. I don't know how to write books, but they're writing these books to get out to the public so that we can help our children, help our young people, so that they can grow up to save our society, because we're kind of going downhill here.
Yep.
Things are getting pretty bad. Lots of lies and hurting the environment and all kinds of stuff. So I just heard a program on TV last night where they said, well, if we don't get to Mars, we're not going to have a place to go. We're going to have to get, because there's all kinds of people trying to get to Mars now. Wealthy people, our government, China, Russia, United States trying to get to Mars. And so they said, if we don't get to Mars, we're not going to have a place to go because, we're destroying our planet. I said, oh my God. And they said, and probably we came from Mars originally anyway. A man came to Earth because we destroyed Mars. So, I mean, there's so much to think about. But the good thing about talking to my angels is I can ask questions and get answers. And if everybody on planet Earth could ask questions and get answers, we'd have inner peace on Earth. We'd have peace on Earth. Everyone would have inner peace. We'd all live together helping each other. There wouldn't be the real rich and the real poor. We'd all have something. It would be just a heaven on earth. So all I can say is coming home to you is doing my part. I'm not here to do everything. I'm just here to do my part.
Yeah.
And my little part is the part that I can do, and everybody has their part. You've got this great website now network, where you can have all kinds of people on, and they can share and help other people. And just by you having the website, you're helping all these people.
Yeah. And of course, it wouldn't be what it is unless there's people like you showing up.
I can't hear you.
I said it wouldn't be.
Turn up the volume.
It wouldn't be anything unless we had people like you showing up. There we go. Can you hear me now?
How do I turn up the volume?
There should be on the low right-hand side, there should be.
It says on my screen to turn up the volume. And I don't know how to do it.
Because nothing would be the same if we didn't have people like you showing up to share their wisdom and their knowledge. So I congratulate you on that, because you really are a diamond. You're acres of diamonds all rolled into one. And you've got such wisdom and such life, and you can see the divinity within you, and that it's coming back off you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Good. Have you been able to hear me? It should be down on to your right. You'll probably see volume there somewhere.
Can I say what my website is?
Please do. Please do.
SandraAdler.com. SANDRA Adler, ADLER.com. That's my website. People can go, they can put their, or they can go to Sandra Adler Facebook and contact me if they want to know more about any of this stuff. But I have lost the volume, so I can't hear you.
Okay. So we'll finish there, Sandra. I would like to thank you very much. What a beautiful person. And you can reach out to Sandra, because she is a hive of knowledge. She really is an angel in the moving. So Sandra, I'm going to turn off recording now and stop recording. There we go.